In this lesson, we are going to represent percents in different forms. So this may be one of the first times you're seeing percents. So let's just dive right in. The first thing you need to know about percents or percentages is that we're talking about out of 100. Out of 100, okay? Out of 100. So I'm just going to equals out of 100. It equals some part of 100. Okay, so in example 1, it says 40%. You see that 100, 100? So 40%. 40% means 40 out of every 100. Which is 40 hundredths, right? So 40 hundredths. Well, I'm going to write this first like this. Normally you would write it like this, correct? That would be the first inclination, but remember, we don't really need that 0 at the end, so you end up actually with this one right here. This one right here is not wrong. It's not wrong. It just can be simplified further, so to speak. So 40 hundredths, 4 tenths. All right. So let's go ahead and look at a diagram. So I'm going to use diagram A. Remember that in your work, I want to see your diagrams. Don't just put the letter A. I actually want you to see the diagram. You to actually draw the diagram out. So I'm going to go to diagram A. That's 40 out of 100. So diagram A, okay. So I already chose this one, so I'm running with it. So these are tenths, but remember that I rewrote 40 hundredths as 4 tenths, so that's not too hard. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 40%. 4 tenths. So 40%, 4 out of 100, which means 40 hundredths, which means 4 tenths, which means 4 tenths right here. Now, before we move on, one thing I want you to get in the practice of is reducing these fractions, because they're not simplified. So 4 goes into each one of these numbers. So 40 divided by 4 is 10. 100 divided by 4 is 25. Okay. I can divide each of these by 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So to take a step back, we ended up with 40% first, which is 40 out of 100. Which we reduced to 2/5. 40% is also 40 hundredths, which is 4 tenths. And then I took my diagram and I shaded in 4 tenths. Let's go ahead and look at the next example. 54%. This means 54 out of 100. Let's go ahead and reduce that to begin with. So, I don't know. Let's just do 2, because 2 seems pretty easy, because they're both even. So this is 27 over 50. And I think that's it, because 10 and 5 and 25 don't go into 27. Cool. So 54%, 54 out of 100. 54 hundredths. You can't change it without adding zeros, there's no point to doing that really. So, well, not right now. That's it. We're done with that one. So 54 hundredths. 54 of 100 out of 100, or 27 out of 50. I'm going to look at these diagrams. I'm going to use either B or E, right? 54 out of 100. Now, most of y'all want to do these, or are stuck on doing these in the order, like A and the B and the C and the D and the E, right? I want to show you that you don't have to do them in order. It could be like, I don't know, maybe I did this one first. I don't know. So I'm going to put diagram E here, and then I'm going to color in 54%. So 54. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 54. Ooh, this is kind of hard to see. But I'll get the point when y'all show me on your paper. It's just kind of weird to see here. Ooh. So that's 50, and I'm just going to color in 4 more. 54 out of 100. Okay, example number 3, 6%. 6% means 6 out of 100. Let's see if we can reduce this by 2. Well, what happens when we reduce? Yeah. So 3 over 5, and we can't reduce that anymore. Remember, 6% means 6 out of 100. So it's not 0.6. This is wrong, because that would be 60, right? It's 0.06. 6 hundredths. Remember, 6 hundredths. This one would be 6 tenths. That's wrong. This is what we want. So we have 6%. Let's go ahead and choose a diagram. I'm going to choose, like, I don't know, out of order again, remember? So let's do F this time. F. So 6%. So that means I will make a shape with 6 equal parts, with 100 equal parts. And then I'm going to shade in 6 of them. All right, that was easy. I don't have to draw it. Just putting it into words. Oh man, I put this in the wrong one. Okay, 100 equal parts and shade in 6 of them, 6%. Okay, so we have 2/5, and now I want another percent and everything else, right? Remember, percent is out of 100. So my goal is to get to 100. If you don't know how to get to 100, you could do some middle steps if you would like. Like, I know how to get from 10 to 100. 5, like, I mean, you can go straight here, times 20, right? But let's pretend I didn't know how to do that. So times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, cool. And then I can do 10 times 10 is 100. 4 times 10 is 4 times 10 is 40. So this would be my fraction. This is good. This is my original, right? But I will using it to get out of 100 so I can figure out what percent. This is 40%, which means it is 40 hundredths, which means it's 4 tenths. And let's go ahead and, oh, I kind of already did this one already. All right, well, I'm going to just use diagram C, I guess. So 40%. So that means I make 100 equal parts and I shade in 40 of them. Easy enough. Cool. So next one. So we need to get to 100. This one seems pretty easy, so I'm not going to use this long drawn out process. So times 5 times 5, so 17. 17 times 5. So 10 times 5 is 50. 7 times 5 is 35. So we get 85. Remember how we did that in the beginning of the school year? So 85 hundredths. So 17 twentieths is actually 85%. Oops, I'll draw that differently for y'all since this is the first time you're seeing percents. 85%, which is 85 hundredths. If you prefer to put the 0, you can put the 0 here also. So let's use diagram B. 85, so most of this is going to be shaded in. Okay, I'm going to go all the way to here. And let's see. I'm trying to at least touch every single square that I need to cover. Okay, so that's 80. And then 5. So 85%. And that is it. Thank you.